Roger Scruton was a man of many ideas, and I especially value his understanding of beauty and its transcendence. For the Colson Center, I'm John Stonestreet. This is Breakpoint. On Sunday, Western civilization lost a giant of a man and a giant of a mind. Sir Roger Scruton was a philosopher and a prolific author on topics ranging from the history of philosophy to music to wine to hunting to the true meaning of conservatism, the human soul, and more. Scruton was no mere ivory tower intellectual. What he deeply believed, he put into action. During the 1970s, he smuggled books into communist Czechoslovakia and helped run an underground network of seminars offering courses in philosophy, Hebrew, history, musicology, classical architecture, fine art, theater, and anything else asked for. Now, no doubt his experience with communism helped make him the ardent and courageous critic of more recent forms of intellectual totalitarianism, too. Among the things that Scruton fought most intensely for, and what I think could be his most enduring legacy and contribution, is his defense of beauty. In a 2009 BBC documentary entitled Why Beauty Matters, Scruton argued that Western culture's loss of touch with beauty was a symptom of its loss of touch with reality, especially any reality beyond the material world. In the documentary, which everyone should watch, Scruton contrasts great painting, sculptures, music, and architecture with the modern and postmodern embrace of ugliness that fills too many museums today. Cans of human excrement, urinals, dead animals in tanks, sterile buildings, and literal piles of trash. To call these things art, says Scruton, as too many do, isn't just to rob that word of any meaning, it's to rob our world of meaning. Quoting Plato, he argued that beauty not only exists objectively, but that it functions as a sign of another and higher order. Beauty reminds us, like nothing else does, that there's more to life than matter, utility, and subjective taste. Good art is recognizable, he said, because it unites form and ideal, carrying our minds to higher things and surprising even those on vigilant guard against God. We all know what it is like, said Scruton, suddenly to be transported by the things we see, from the ordinary realm of our appetites to the illuminated sphere of contemplation. A flash of sunlight, a remembered melody, the face of someone loved, these dawn on us in the most distracted moments, and suddenly life is worthwhile. But Scruton was no art snob. He saw beauty bursting from everyday surroundings, too. In fact, he spent much of the film under windswept trees or in quaint streets between brick shops built in a long disused style. He even praised the finger paintings of children as tributes to the beauty that they see around them. At the same time, Scruton loved the unique treasures of Western art. The Pietà, David, The Birth of Venus, the works of Dante, Malory, and Shakespeare. They were all celebrated in the documentary, not only as artistic triumphs, but as the collective testimony of a civilization to a transcendental God and to the order that he built into the world. Scruton argued that belief in this God, what we might call a Christian worldview, was the womb that nourished the greatest art the world has ever known, and that the degradation of art was a direct consequence of the West's loss of faith. Now, fittingly, beauty itself, Scruton believed, pointed our way back. The ugliness of modern and postmodern art and the even uglier philosophies behind them need not have the last word. Because Scruton believed and taught this, he ended his documentary with a performance of one of the simplest yet most soulful pieces of Western music, Giovanni Battista Pergolesi's setting of the Stabat Mater. The haunting piece recalls Mary's grief at watching her son hang on the cross. Scruton described this as the ultimate beauty, the redemption of suffering and the sacrifice that redeemed mankind. Perhaps, as Dostoevsky claimed, beauty really can save the world. At the very least, it points us to the one who can. And like him, perhaps we might still see a resurrection of beauty. The world owes Sir Roger Scruton a debt for reminding us of all this. He'll be badly missed, but long remembered. Come to Breakpoint.org, and I'll link you to that incredible documentary, Why Beauty Matters. Again, that's Breakpoint.org. And before I leave you today, I want you to know about our latest Breakpoint online symposium. We have an amazing group of Christian thinkers and leaders answer the question, what's the most pressing issues that Christians need to be prepared for in 2020? Come to Breakpoint.org to check it out. Again, that's Breakpoint.org. For Breakpoint, I'm John Stonestreet.